Hey guys, Dark here bringing you a 1v1 today. We're on Rechnaya Pereprava. Playing for today's spawning on the right we have Markov playing as Ostheer, and going for an unusual build here, locking into Mechanized assault but actually building tier 1 and building some regular grenadiers. So on the left we have whorunbartertown playing as US forces and going straight for Airborne. Deploying some Pathfinders here. In terms of rankings, I think Markov rank 12 with Ostheer and whorunbartertown rank 9 as US forces, so a very high ranking affair here. But yeah, I think this map is, well, my experience at least, quite strong for assault grenadiers. A lot of like close quarters engagements that can happen, sprinting across roads, or a few roads or in rivers in relevant positions on this map, so sprinting across those instead of having to just run across them regularly can be really, really helpful. So I'm a little bit surprised to see no assault grenadiers in spite of picking this commander. So I'm interested to see how Markov gets on with him. It looks like whorunbartertown trying to do it with low aggression here, go for a super fast tech up. Building 2 units instead of 3. I'm going for the officer now. So that's why he's not being super aggressive and trying to force Markov off the map. He's playing a bit more defensively, capping up the easy territory. And so far he does have some good amount of territory, you know, no build time on the Pathfinders. It allows them to hit the battlefield quite quickly and doesn't have to build a tech structure like Markov does, so Rechnaya can run out onto the map and start capping immediately as well. So he's off to a pretty good start. And now jumping onto the cutoff. Markov there, he's got the reinforcements coming in from the tech structure, so can fight and hold his position there. Machine gun coming in from the side, but Pathfinders might see this coming. A little bit late reacting to it, and the rows means that they do get suppressed.
The new Grenadier squad is ready.
Okay, now charging on to the cutoff back the other direction. Lieutenant, oh, we try to put some sandbags down there with the machine gun too. Lieutenant coming around the corner here, but we do have grenadiers next to some sandbags. Lieutenant choosing to come around the river now. Machine gun set up on the cutoff though, and Lieutenant won't be able to squeeze down that alleyway, so has to disengage. Another cutoff here from whorunbartertown, but that is a tough retreat path past potentially 3 grenadiers, and Markov spots that. Looks for the wipe and gets it. Doesn't even need the 3rd grenadier. So it was a greedy maneuver there from whorunbartertown, going for that cutoff. There's so many units in his retreat path, but yeah, he's doing it tough. And this is a very strange build. He hasn't built any more units. He's got 600 manpower at the moment. What is he doing? Okay, M20 is going to be the option. I was going to say, I think he's going for an M20, but he could have built like a whole nother unit here very, very easily. Maybe he wants to go for the ambulance next. But having lost the re-echelon, he definitely needs another squad, if just for capping power, and for minesweeping too. So I'd say we're going to need to rebuild those re-echelon, and can build those from the regular base structure. But it is indeed going to be the ambulance, and he does have 2 very low health squads. But this is just such a bad start for whorunbartertown. Those sandbags on the cutoff. They're painful. Trying to squeeze out the side now. We also see munitions cut off by the machine gun now. Come across all the other side, but here we go. M20 on the battlefield quite quickly, you know, hitting the battlefield at 5 minutes. So let's see what he can get done with it here. He's up against grenadiers, and they do have the Faust. So he's going to have to maintain his range.
Securing our territory.
Not like if he's up against assault grenadiers. So he is chipping away from range. Hasn't upgraded the armored skirts though, so we'll take a bit of small arms damage here. Has managed to squeeze his way down onto the fuel point in the south, and going to be able to connect that potentially. But as we can see, Markov also hitting a very quick timing for this 222. So M20 has not had a very good run. Look how much damage he's taking just from the small arms without those armored skirts. This is not working out well for him at the moment. Now airdropping in a 50 cal. We saw this before, right? Maybe it was whorunbartertown as well. Wants to put pathfinders on his 50 cals so they can spot for themselves. Which is an interesting idea. But it does cost you a bit more in terms of resources. And you only does have the option to build it. And look at this, double light vehicle timing here. The 250 with the P-Greens inside and the 222. Lieutenant on the run. This is a tough retreat path. 50 cal needs to set up here, covering this last section. 250 chasing in. 50 cal coming across to set up now, but a bit late. 50 cal doing some big damage, but he's crossing the river. Oh, and he goes down. 50 cal didn't even pop the AP ammo either. 250 in here looking for the Pathfinder wipe. But, oh man, he goes down and the P-Greens go down. He lost 3 inside the wrecking vehicle, and the final one dropped super quickly. Oh man, that was a bit of a clown fiesta there. Markov still with a dominant map control situation though, and quite a few resources to his name. Still has the 222 to zone out the M20, so in a good position. And Europe potentially could come through here for a dive onto the ambulance at some stage as well. He sees the opportunity, and the 222 is healthy enough. But those base MGs for USF, they do hit pretty hard, so you have to be a bit careful when executing a maneuver like that, especially if you don't have a smoke on your light vehicle. Executive Commander with Panzer Tactician. A T-gun dropped in by whorunbartertown. Oof, close call for the 222 there. And in spite of having no territory control, he's not too far behind. In fact, they're basically dead even when it comes to VPs. So not the end of the world for whorunbartertown. He's got a decent sized army now. And he's hanging in there, looking to turn things around. A second machine gun coming in for Markov. Interesting option. These houses can be pretty strong to put machine guns inside, especially if your opponent doesn't have a flamethrower, which of course US forces do not. Well, without a commander at least. And maybe we'll see a 50 cal coming forwards there. See, this is the advantage. Look at this. A moving it forwards, sets up where the Grenadiers can't even see him. Outside of the Grenadiers sight range, starts firing. You can just A move your 50 cals forwards like this. Makes them very, very easy to use. The T-gun also pushed very, very far forwards, but doesn't have sight of the 222 at the moment. Has repaired enough damage so it won't die to one shot here. It will die to 2. 222 trying to pull back. So here comes the M20. Nope, doesn't even need the M20. AT gun gets the job done, and Markov taking a risk there, trying to repair on the front lines, ends up costing him big. Pushing forwards with the assault grenadiers here. I think the assault grenadiers okay option even this late in the game when he could have got panzer grenadiers. Thanks to the sprint, you know, can maybe help him outmaneuver machine guns with that sprint. And gets the D crew on the M1. Hasn't got his own anti-tank gun though, so can't, you know, bring up the pack and go for the kill on this after getting the D crew. Now some paratroopers dropped in on the far fuel point, if I had to guess. Some shots on the way down though. Look at that. Shooting up in the air as they're landing. So he doesn't have sight of them now. A lot of depth to the Company Affairs engine, you know. He's coming forwards looking for the snare, but whorunbartertown kiting back nicely. Good dodge on the rifle grenade as well. I feel like Markov bleeding quite a lot here with these kind of pushes. Especially with nothing to zone out the M20 anymore. Take a look at the KD. Pretty similar.
A capture point is under attack.
Markov has lost two light vehicles. Quite costly.
Get ready, guys. Looks like we're going in.
Paratroopers out on the far flank, but they don't have enough munitions for the weapon upgrades yet, so just sitting tight, holding on to the fuel, trying to delay Markov's medium tanks. Markov has done battle phase 2. There's still a decent chunk of fuel away from the medium tanks, so you know, after what seemed like a horror start for whorunbartertown, he's really turned it around nicely, and now he's got a huge infantry army. And this is something you have to be aware of in your games. Like sometimes, you know, if you hit those timings just right, deny your opponent's fuel at just the right time. As they're stretching, trying to get their tank out, you can double down on infantry and really cause that last like 40 or so fuel to come in achingly slowly and just turn the game around. Just kind of what we're seeing here from whorunbartertown. Investing very heavily into infantry. And trying to pressure Markov off the fuel before he can get that medium tank going. Gets the flank on this machine gun, but those paratroopers holding tough. He tried to sprint in. They took too much damage on approach with the assault grenadiers. So no fuel for Markov at the moment. He's right about there, you know. So close to a tank, but whorunbartertown just not allowing him a chance to get one. Paratroopers actually finally break off from the fuel point, so it's open for the capture, but wouldn't be connected anyway. Okay, putting down the tech structure now. And could build a Stug, if that's what he's going for. I expect we're going to see a flak panzer though. Trying to save that next 20 or so fuel to get a Panzer IV out, I think is too far of a stretch with the way the game is going at the moment. And whorunbartertown, having invested so much into infantry, probably is lacking in tech. Struggling for manpower to afford a major and then a tank himself. So flak panzer should be a safe choice and a strong choice against all this infantry as well. But that M20's doing some good work. Never got the skirts on it either, right? There we go, pops the M1919s now, so those paratroopers are much more scary. Capping up there in the north, but Markov trying to make this a stronghold down here in the south.
We are losing a sector.
He drops in another anti-tank gun, so he knows what's coming. He's gone for a second AT gun to try and counter it. Dropped it back at base at the moment, so it doesn't have any use back there to crew it. But here comes the flak panzer. Let's see what damage he can get done with it. He needs to make a really good pushback here. Slow down whorunbartertown's fuel as he approaches his medium tank timing. Because he is getting slammed when it comes to infantry right here. Rifle grenade in. I guess the wipe on the machine gun doesn't have any squads nearby with a capture on that at the moment. Should force with these grenadiers to get it though. Got the AT gun back there sitting up and connects with the flak panzer now. Comes the M20. Second shot misses. Backing away towards the Paras, trying to force them away, get away from the anti-tank gun as well.
Tactical point being captured.
And a pretty good push there, getting things going with the flak panzer. Forcing a lot of retreats and gaining a lot of territory. And now it's Markov's turn to try and deny as much fuel as possible to whorunbartertown to really slow down his progress towards his medium tank. He does have the Major out now. And he does have double AT guns as well, which could make it tricky for the flak panzer to find its targets without taking a lot of damage. But this is a decent map for playing evasively. There are a lot of like sight and shot blockers, which can make it tricky to position anti-tank guns at times. Okay, big frontal assault here, trying to decrew the machine gun, but the suppression is there, largely thanks to them being on the road. I think if that was just on normal ground, he might have just forced the machine gun into the gun of death loop, and wow, drops a light artillery barrage just to make sure everything goes as planned. Black Panzer pushing in after the M1. Might not know that there's a second M1 back there though. Maybe he's seen it now, I'm not sure. He's behind the building at the moment, so second M1 can't get any shots going.
We're losing a capture point.
whorunbartertown tries to set this one up again, but the machine guns from over here getting this very, very, very low. And wow, the flak panzer does a little bit of damage, finishes the job. Flak panzer pushing in, but sees second AT gun now backing out. But, well, man, what a back and forth game we've had so far. You know, whorunbartertown had that period of dominance, and now it's Markov's time to shine and pushing whorunbartertown basically back into his base again. After that dominant period early when he got that sandbag down onto the cutoff. Double AT guns are here though. Oh man, he's playing a dangerous game staying in there with that flak panzer on low. He gets away with it. Very, very close call. Two anti-tank guns right there. Easily could have been the end of him. whorunbartertown, a tiny bit of fuel away from the Sherman, but in the meantime he's losing a lot of territory control. Just lost a unit. Rifleman squad? Doesn't have any of those left. But where?
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture
I
points.
apologize for missing it. Or was the rifleman squad even? Had to be. Still goes re-echelon. A lieutenant maybe? One of those two. Okay, Sherman in the works now for whorunbartertown. But a Panzer IV coming in now from Markov. That period of map control dominance has allowed the fuel to flood in. And he's going to hit this Panzer IV at a really good timing. But it's not, you know, still hard for Markov against the double anti-tank guns. Could lose his medium tanks very, very easily to a small mistake. Looks like he's making a bit of a push out on this side, but he's constantly had an issue having no way to deal with this machine gun in the building over here. And even the M20 can't really deal with it without the skirts and the threat of the incendiary round activation. Pushing forwards there, but into the paratroopers, and they are nasty now. Two M1919 squads. Grenadiers out on the road, taking a lot of damage from the M20. Great retreat from Markov. But they get away safe. Okay, here comes the Panzer IV, double AT guns setting up. But maybe having their sight blocked, maybe not. Both shots connecting. Panzer IV pulling back now. And Sherman heading up to the north, clearing out the machine gun over there, opening up the capture for whorunbartertown, who has now fallen very, very low on VPs, down to just 162. So he really needs those victory points and going to be able to hold on to this 50 cal over here. pushing forwards onto the VP, even sending the anti-tank gun into the center to assist with the capture. And going for some attack ground shots. Maybe the M20 can see the flak panzer, yeah. This was long line of sight, and going for some attack ground hits on the flak panzer. And now we've got a Stug E in the mix from Markov as well. Doesn't want to wait around for another medium tank. Finally, I think, oh man, 2 shots in a row. It's going to extend the repair timer on that flak panzer a long way now. But I guess Markov wants to go in for the killing strike now. That's why he's gone for the Stuggy. With 3 tanks like this, as well as the light artillery barrage ready to roll, he could make a very, very strong push. Light artillery barrage dropped on the anti-tank guns, making an assault with the armor at the same time. That is deadly. It's a recipe for success, and one of the reasons why this command is so popular is basically just the light artillery barrage being so strong against team weapons, especially. It comes down relatively quickly. Okay, anti-tank gunshot coming through there. A lot of repairs at the moment required for Markov, and he has the 1 Pioneer at the moment, so that's really causing him some issues. He's scored another one. Badly. Stuggy going for some long range shots here. It does have 50 range, which means you can go for those long range speculator hits. Don't have to get so close. Double 50s in the center, but okay, he's dropping light artillery barrage on the 50 cal, and he's making a bit of a push. Backpans around the north, but the Sherman's there to defend. Going after the M20. Light artillery barrage looks likely to clear the machine gun. Backpans are pulling back now. He's got the smoke on the pack though, or the M1 rather. And wow, the light artillery barrage somehow didn't get the kill on the 50. So that assault was not terribly successful for Markov. Really need the support from the Panzer IV alongside to help against the Sherman especially. And once again, going for some long range shots. Did he crew the anti-tank gun with Pathfinders as well? Looks like we've got a pretty long line of sight. Maybe take a better guess if it's set up, but it looked like they were seeing out to longer than the regular 35 range at least. Okay, here comes the Sherman, but the Panzer IV is well, close to full health. Here to assist. There we go. Forcing off the Sherman now, but the machine gun in the building quite low. These M1919 Paras doing a lot of damage to them. Finally they get suppressed now, but the anti-tank gun coming through the center. That's under some pressure though. MG42 and LMG Grenadiers doing a lot of damage. Kind of lucky that the models carrying the gun didn't die there, because if they did and went into that death loop, it could have been the end of that anti-tank gun. Machine gun in the building needs to get out of there now. Super low on health. Oh, does get the D crew coming across the river here. And gets the snare on the M20 as well. We do have the 50 cal stopping those Grenadiers from chasing in any further. Panzer IV coming around the corner wants to get the kill on the anti-tank gun, but I think that's a straight up shot blocker. So he has to come a little bit further forwards to try and get the hits going. But the anti-tank gun and the Sherman's right there, dropping the light artillery barrage again. And now trying to go for the kill on the anti-tank gun, but has to pull back, took a shot. And might have to abandon that hope of getting the kill. And while this is going on, whorunbartertown has been capping up a lot of territory with that major. Just pulling back, trying to punish those capping squads that extended themselves so far forwards. Having some success. Oh man, that building MG still so low. Like I might not have noticed it. Maybe he's more of a tactical map player and you don't see the health of that thing on the tactical map. Stuggy taking a shot from the Sherman. Panzer IV still very low. Markov did get a second Pioneer, but it's not being used for repairs at the moment. Here it comes now, though. And Markov, remember, has no anti-tank gun himself. So, in moments where the Panzer IV is forced off the battlefield, he doesn't really have a terribly good answer to the Sherman. But it looks like Markov going for the VP win here at the moment. You know, charging into the north, going for the VP capture, really trying to put the hurt to whorunbartertown, who maybe has a slightly superior army at this stage, especially with the arrival of the second Sherman, but solo on VPs. And he's feeling the pressure in that department. It's 4 very nearby, but so are the double anti-tank guns. And here we go, he's capping up here. He even sent his M20, jumped the crew out to start capping as quickly as he possibly could. Pushing forwards with the double anti-tank guns. He's got a decent amount of infantry support, but the Panzer IV is getting some hits on the Sherman. Black Panzer could be in jeopardy though. Looks like he's on half health. 2 shots will kill him. And those are the 2 shots. Black Panzer goes down. Oh, and now the other 2 tanks taking a walloping as well. And there we go. Stugi goes down. Markov falling apart here under too much pressure. Having trouble controlling everything, and maybe could lose his machine gun as well. Sitting out here for so long. And there it goes. Down to the machine gun fire before the shell even landed. Panzer IV coming back in, trying to assist. And the second Panzer IV around the other side. Doesn't have the machine gun upgraded on that though, so might have trouble against the anti-tank guns. Trying to clear them out. He's going on a weird path. Not sure what he's exactly doing there. Here comes the fresh Sherman from whorunbartertown. Oh, big connection on the front. But both the machine guns going down for whorunbartertown. Second Panzer IV coming forwards. The anti-tank guns not set up and they're under pressure from the assault grenadiers. Main gun crit on the Sherman. Heartbreak for whorunbartertown. Denied the opportunity to kill that Panzer IV. Anti-tank guns setting up on the Panzer IVs, but the assault grenadiers pressuring them down. This one does take 1 hit from the second anti-tank gun though. Now the Sherman chasing in, looking to salvage the situation. But decides to disengage and cut his losses. But man, there were some big losses. Sherman, 2 50 cals. Decrew the anti-tank gun as well. Markov managing to turn it around there. And steals one of the 50s. Making up for that machine gun loss in the building. Oh, speaking of losses. No. This way, okay. And kills the other one. Now though, you know, both his tanks very, very low, requires a lot of repairs, and oh man, that machine gun taking a lot of damage. The M1919 paratroopers and the M20 just ripping in, and man, that thing went down quickly. Just constantly in the death loop there. Looks like he wants to go for the steal on with the paras, and looks like whorunbartertown did lose one of his paratrooper squads. Tries to go for the capture, but the 50 shuts that attempt down. Here comes the Sherman though, back up to full already, thanks to those vehicle crew repairs. And they're running straight down onto the cutoff again. My artillery barrage dropped on the machine gun to try and stop the capture. And Sherman backing away now. Interesting. He might stay in there for a couple more hits. Pathfinder's tempted. You can see they want to go for the capture, but my artillery barrage is too scary. M20 trying to smoke away, trying to get away from the Sherman. I mean, not from the Panzer IV. But he doesn't. If he had the skirts, he would have had enough health to survive that shot, but he did not. Sherman coming in, and so is the anti-tank guns. Panzer IV could be in some trouble. Double anti-tank guns here, but this is what I was talking about on this map. So many sight blockers have to really rely on the anti-tank or attack ground shots, and or maybe not. Sherman getting some good penetration through the front. And gets the kill on that Panzer IV. Another Sherman coming in for whorunbartertown now. But Markov going to maintain control of the machine gun. Getting the territory captured as well, sending a machine gun to the north, capturing in the center. So Whorunbartertown under a lot of VP pressure. And down to just 52. But yeah, good work.
We're bleeding points like a stuffed pig. We're down to 50.
Down to 50. Second Sherman arriving now though. I wonder if he's going to send it up to the north. Tank guns pushing back out along with the infantry. Both the Shermans ready to roll again. And they're going for the Grenadiers in the south. Might be able to get the wipe here. Here comes the Panzer IV, but this time it's got the skirts. Double Shermans charging forwards, but one of them on high explosive. So, both of them are in fact. So can't really go head to head with the Panzer IV. Panzer IV getting some free hits. Double anti-tank guns pushing up for Whorunbartertown. Gets the kill on the machine gun. And the double anti-tank gun zoning out the Panzer IV. Sherman coming down to the south. Markov trying to hold on to the VPs for as long as he can. Try and drain off those last 20 or so victory points, but doesn't want to risk losing a squad in the process, so disengages. Oof, nearly lost the squad there anyway. The tank gun shoots at the Panzer IV. Sherman's pushing in aggressively. Disengaged now. I wonder if he's going to go for the steel on the machine gun with the Pathfinders again. Right there, and machine guns can really help you control the VP's late game. The Panzer IV up here, so is the Flak Panzer. Paratroopers are not going to be able to capture this point. Hits the retreat on it though, playing quite timidly with his tanks at the moment. A big infantry charge through the center, decrews the vetted up anti-tank gun immediately. Whorunbartertown a little bit late pulling back here, and both of his anti-tank guns go down. That is disastrous for him. Both the tanks up in the north for Markov at the moment. He tries to go for the steel, but he's on the road. His anti-tank gun's taking a lot of damage, goes down. That was a risky recrew. Needs his tanks and support here, but the Panzer IV quite low. At least needs to bring it in with the threat, so that the Shermans have to switch over to AP instead of HE. It looks like they've probably done so now. Flak Panzer trying to go for the kill on the anti-tank guns. Goes for the steal on this one. They're both on AP now, but bouncing off the armored skirts. Flak Panzer in some trouble. AT gun turning around, going for the low house German. Panzer IV penetrates, and so is the anti-tank gun right before the anti-tank gun got decrewed. Sherman goes down, the other Sherman going hunting, finishes off the Flak Panzer. Now it's mano a mano, but the Panzer IV quite low here. Does have the big armor advantage. One Faust connecting, good attack round there, but both players getting the attack rounds cooking. Panzer IV blitzing away. Bouncing is the Sherman, and the Panzer IV connecting. Sherman, oh, he's continuing the chase. Oh, and he misses. Both players miss, in fact. Paratroopers going for the steel. Anti-tank gun facing the correct direction. Also dropping in the P-47s now. Panzer IV on the run. Will the P-47s finish the job? Oh, not quite. They barely did any damage. Lucky break there for Markov. But Whorunbartertown still threatening to capture all of these team weapons here. And they always got another Sherman. The Sherman hasn't engaged yet. What's he doing with it? Switch over to the HE now. Coming in. He really needs to maintain control of these team weapons. Looks like Markov focusing on the VPs, but going for the steal on the anti-tank gun now. Anti-tank gun repositioning, squaring up. The squad charging forwards, threatening the Faust alongside the anti-tank gun shot. And there we go, damaged engine on the Sherman. Well timed there by Markov, delaying the Faust a bit to make sure that he got the engine damage critical. But here comes another Sherman from the north. Panzer IV just about repaired up now. Sherman getting some big hits in, but he does get the territory captured. And now the drain back on. Capping in the north now with the Pathfinders, so is Whorunbartertown. 15 VPs remaining. Not going to drain out quite yet. And both the Shermans getting repaired up. Anti-tank gun going down. Ooh, this has been a frantic finish to this game, or frantic last 50 VPs at least for whorunbartertown. Markov doesn't have the healthiest army at the moment. But he's still in here. Ooh, Paris going for the north.
Capture point is being overrun.
Needs to maybe send those pies to the capture circle if that's the strategy. You just have to abandon the capture. Those paratroopers, Vet 3, too strong for him. There we go, setting up the 50, covering the center, stealing away the MG42 again. But both of the Sherman back up and ready to rumble. So this Panzer IV has got to be very careful with his positioning. Does have the anti-tank gun though, bringing up in support of the Panzer IV, but has got his rear armor exposed to the Shermans at the moment. A little bit risky here, and there we go, takes a rear armor shot. Anti-tank gun right there. Setting up, Panzer IV blitzing away. Double Shermans diving in after the Panzer IV here, but it's got the frontal armor facing correctly now. And Shermans decide to disengage. Every shot connecting on the Sherman here. He's getting a bit of bad luck. Oh man, Markov getting super lucky with that shot. Connecting with the rear armor and finishing the job on the Sherman. whorunbartertown trying to squeeze out another Sherman here, but he's losing control of the north. Losing control, or lost control of the south. So he's going to drain out before it happens. You can really see just, Markov bringing up the anti-tank gun to support his Panzer IV, just completely diffusing that situation. But man, what a entertaining match, just aggressive back and forth action. Very, very good one. GG. Well played to Markov taking that one out. Well, yeah, not much to say about that. Just a good all-round action-packed matchup. So I'll wrap on that, guys. If you like good game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.